Okay, welcome everybody to round 13 of Season 4. Tonight we are racing at China for what is potentially your championship deciding race. This is of course the Shanghai International Circuit. It's a 5.5 kilometer long track. It's one of the trickiest corner combinations in F1. There are some very tight corners in this track. We'll see if it catches any of the drivers out. So here we go then, first flying lap of the qualifying session so far. Let's see how she can do as we come to the final corner. Nicely through there, doesn't quite bring it out as wide as possible. Across the line, your first lap is a 1:35.4. Let's see what the Alpine of Riki Racer can do as he comes across the line. It'll be a 1:33.92 for him. As Sam Drives goes fastest with a 1:33.7 on those medium compound tyres. Also setting lap times, LS Unku, the second Alfa Romeo driver, setting a 1:34.1. Your provisional pole sitter at the moment is Matteo 50, formerly F1 Gramer. Back after a 3-race ban. He says he's feeling confident for today, so we'll see what he can do. He is currently sitting on provisional pole, but can he keep a hold of that? P.O.R. Ben going very wide there on the exit, but he sets a 1:31.9. The McLaren driver not having the best race last time out at Brazil, having some unfortunate issues with the connectivity of his wheel. Getting quite a bit of input lag, which is very unfortunate for him, but he will be hoping to come back stronger. He's done quite a bit of practice, but that is not what you want to see! That is not what you want to see from the McLaren driver. On his outlap, he is into the wall. The commentator's curse appearing to strike again before he's even set his first flying lap. Let's ride on board with your championship leader Ellis Apex as he goes for his first flying lap on the soft compound tyres. A very nice line so far through this first section of the track. Let's see what he can do for the rest. Currently down at P8 with a 1:33.8. He'll be hoping to improve, and that is a very nice sector indeed, up 3.5 tenths on his personal best in the first sector alone. This lap is really starting to come together for LS Apex. Let's see what he can do with the rest of it. Unfortunately, the commentator's curse does appear to strike again. He's up almost a full second now, according to the timing screen. Through the first two sectors, he is 8.5 tenths quicker than his PB. And it looks like he's going to get a tow down the straight from his teammate. The Williams pairing employing some very nice team tactics there. Try and guarantee pole for Sam Drives. Nice Apex on the inside. Runs it out nice and wide using all of the track limits. Through the final corner he goes. And across the line, it will put him into P3. That will be a 1:32.1. There we go. All the cars lined up on the grid now as the lights start to come on. Five lights. And it's lights out and away we go for the start of the Chinese Grand Prix. What can LS Apex do at the start? Not the best start from him so far. He's being overtaken by Jim Bobster into the first corner. Looking down the inside as well will be Sam Drives in the Williams. LS Apex now moves back up into first position, getting back past the Ferrari of Jim Bobster at the start. Sam Drives, great start from him, up into P3 now. FV Pixels Not a great start from him, down all the way into P14 now. It looks like he's had a collision with the AlphaTauri of Saskia Mol. That's an Alfa Romeo. That's POR Ben, one of your championship contenders. Something has happened there to POR Ben. He's in the wall. He's still in this race, but he will almost certainly have damage from that. Lap 1 causing absolute chaos here so far. Good start for the McLaren pairing now into P4 and P5. One of the McLarens they're getting very slidey. That's F1 SV5 coming out of that corner. He's having a bit of a fight there with the Red Bull of Harrison M, who's just gone off the track to overtake him by the looks of things. F1 SV5 will not give up. Can see wheel bashing now between these two, F1 SV5 and Harrison M in the Red Bull going at it. Harrison pushed wide while the AlphaTauri of Bly Yappa allows F1 SV5 to get past and stay past. There's going to be a yellow flag in Sector 3, and unfortunately it will be for the McLaren of Sojin Impulse. He is off the track with wing damage as well. He is now tumbling down the order. Looks like the back markers there just costing a little bit of time there for Sam Drives. He will now come into the pits, however, along with LS Apex. Here we go. LS Onku versus Weepier Bag. Weepier Bag with DRS. He will go down the inside of LS Onku as your leader Jim Bobster will now come into the pits. Weepier Bag comes out of the corner ahead of LS Onku, but they are side by side into the final corner. Weepier Bag leaving Onku with nowhere to go at all. Onku in the Alfa Romeo now having DRS on Weepier. He is ahead. There's another yellow flag. It will be Sam Drives. Sam Drives with a half spin. LS Apex now within the DRS of Weepier Bag. DRS open for the Aston Martin driver. You can see once again Weepier Bag out of ERS. LS Apex not going for a dive into the hairpin there. He knows how to play this safely. He wants this championship, but to do that he's got to survive. DRS again open for the Aston Martin driver. Is he going to make a move into turn 1? He is very close. Side by side now, goes round the outside, Weepier Bag. And he is past. There will be a 10-second time penalty for Saskia Mol for exceeding track limits. There is a yellow flag in Sector 2. She has gone right off the track. Jim Bobster now getting past Weepier Bag as well. These two still very close together. Jim Bobster just in front of Weepier Bag. Weepier will have DRS on the Ferrari, but is he close enough to make a move? He's sure going to look for one. Looks to the outside, can't get past, looks to the inside instead. Hugging that inside line, they make contact. Leaving each other just about enough room. Jim Bobster will stay ahead of Weepier Bag in the Red Bull for now. And there we are, our first safety car, lap 13 of 28. We will have our first safety car of the Grand Prix. A second 5-second penalty for him as well. Double 5-second penalties for both the McLaren drivers, but we are away. LS Apex still holds onto the lead, followed closely by Jim Bobster, Harrison M, Weepier Bag looking down the inside now. He'll force Jim Bobster into a half spin there, does Weepier Bag. Sam Drives fighting with Weepier now, looking to try and stay out of most of the trouble. LS Apex clearing off ahead, the gap already 1.3 seconds. Absolute mega dive from Sam, but he will not hold on to it. Just braking far too late there. He will stay in P4. That's Weepier Bag right off the track. Sam Drives up into P3 now. And just as I switch to his POV, that's a half spin there for Sojin Impulse. A lot of the field is stacked right up on top of each other after that safety car restart. LS Apex with a little bit of a slide coming out of the chicane now. That's lost him a lot of time. That's lost a lot of his advantage. Jim Bobster now just half a second behind, and he will have DRS, I presume, coming down the main straight. He does. Jim Bobster does have DRS, and he will be past LS Apex into the hairpin, but a lock-up from Jim Bobster. Apex not giving up. Lock-up for Apex as well as he runs it out wide around the final corner. He will have DRS though on the Ferrari, and he is back past. Apex is not messing around. Into the first corner now he goes. Quite a wide swing into the first corner, but he's taking a very defensive line. That doesn't stop Jim Bobster from looking down the inside though. The gap has closed down just a little bit now for Sam Drives, about 1.7 seconds now for him. What is Jim Bobster going to be able to do as we come down the start-finish straight? Jim Bobster with the much better exit and DRS, he will breeze past LS Apex into the first corner. Looking to take a defensive line. As things stand, your battle for the lead is still going. LS Apex just 0.5 of a second behind Jim Bobster in the Ferrari. And that's a spin from LS Apex! Disaster strikes for your championship leader. He is round at the chicane. That is really unfortunate for the Aston Martin driver. He is just getting dive bombed left and right. POR Ben and Matteo now going side by side. Ben cutting the corner, getting a little bit of a shove there from Matteo, it seems. Both cars will have DRS into the first corner, but who is going to back down? It'll be Ben to take the lead into the first corner. But that'll be Matteo colliding with him, wheel to wheel. Matteo almost spinning there in his battle with POR Ben. No DRS yet. Oh, yep, there is DRS for the Aston Martin, correction. There's wheel-to-wheel action. Riki Racer, Weepier Bag, there's Riki! Riki spins, Riki's in the wall! Riki Racer in the Alpine, having a fight there with Weepier Bag for P3, unfortunately. Riki spinning and going into the wall, he just can't get going again. His tyres have overheated too much for him to be able to drive in a straight line. Absolute disaster for the Alpine, who was on for a very nice result here. LS Apex with oversteer as well. That'll be another 5-second penalty to Riki Racer for speeding in the pit lane. LS Apex running it out wide. He will, however, have DRS on the Red Bull into the first corner. He's got the better exit of the two. What's he going to be able to do? He goes round the outside, but Weepier Bag's not giving up. He's giving him just enough space, but he is not going to give it to him. Apex looking to go down the inside, but he will be spun almost. Half spin there for Apex. Fighting with Weepier Bag. He'll be overtaken now by POR Ben. Things go from bad to worse for the Aston Martin driver. So he is now fighting wheel to wheel with POR Ben. They both spin! It's POR Ben into the wall. POR Ben is retired from this session. LS Apex and POR Ben colliding. Massive crash there for the two. That will be POR Ben into the wall with an unfortunate retirement. Of course, there will be damage there for Apex, I'm sure.
Need to stay on form.
Or maybe not. It looks like Apex may have just avoided getting wing damage, but there is a safety car. Sam Drives and Apex both coming into the pits now. Jim Bobster currently in the lead, followed by Whip Your Bag, Mateo in P3, Blayapa P4, Ellis Unku, the second of the Alfa Romeos and currently the only Alfa Romeo driver remaining in this race. It'll be P6 for your second place contestant in the Drivers' Championship, Sam Drives. FV Pixels, the second of the Aston Martins, in P7. P8 for Harrison M. It's going to be Jim Bobster now to control the pace. As Jim Bobster now accelerates away down the main straight. As there's yellow flags again, what's happened at the back? Looks like LS Unku has spun as well. Sam Drives into P3 now, fighting the Red Bull of Whip Your Bag for P2. These two coming together again, side by side and wheel to wheel through this section of the track now. Neither one of these drivers letting up at all, giving each other just about enough space. Whip Your Bag will choose to back down. He will slip back into third place. Sam Drives not giving up at all though. Sam Drives fighting this with everything he has. He is fighting for the lead of the race right now. Jim Bobster decided not to pit under the safety car. Sam Drives did pit. He will have those much nicer soft compound tyres. These two side by side around the hairpin, bashing wheels again. It will be Sam Drives with the fastest lap of 1:33.4. Fastest lap changes hands at 1:33.3 for LS Apex. And Sam Drives is past. Sam Drives slips past Jim Bobster and he will go into the lead of this race. As another yellow flag, it will be Jim Bobster. It's absolute heartbreak for the Ferrari. As we come across, around the final corner now, and across the line. Your race winner will be Sam Drives 42 in the Williams. Your championship leader, LS Apex, will finish in P6. The championship will continue to next round. That was an absolutely mega drive from Sam Drives today.